konti lang ma-cater.
Para sa landong ano.
Ayoko.
So, gaya nga ng sabi niya, hindi pwedeng walang managot.
Administrative finding, pero ito,
Madam
subject
Chair.
to appeal.
Madam Chair, point of order muna.
Madam Chair,
Pinag-uusapan yun. Dali lang,
complaint.
nagsasalita
Kindly
pa ako.
wait
eh,
until
baka
he
naman, no?
finishes.
Ay, tanong ko lang, nasaan ba si Madriaga? Di ba, nakakulong yata? So we are relying on an affidavit issued by an individual who is currently in prison.
Are we talking now here about the credibility of a prospective witness in these proceedings? We're not yet at the evidentiary stage. We're not yet supposed to judge.
Pangalawa, paliwanag kan paliwanag. Dapat yan pinag-uusapan niya sa impeachment court, hindi dito.
That's out of order, Madam Chair.
Mas sinasabi po ni Madriaga na siya po yung kumuha nitong pera at dineliver niya. So meron pong money trail na hinahanap po tayo.
Today, she filed a criminal complaint for perjury against Ramil Madriaga.
Si Attorney Paulo Panelo magsasalita.
Kayo ma?
Ako?
Kahit konti lang.
Konti lang ma-cater.
Para sa landong ano.
Ayoko mag-statement. Hindi na ako mag-statement kasi hindi daw nag-statement. Hindi daw nagsalita. Bye-bye.
Konti lang po.
Reaction lang po sa house.
Ako naman sabi na sa akin, ongoing na ano.
Okay, for the longest time, the Vice President has been content to just deny the allegations against her and to wait for the proper forum to answer the charges. She believes that there are more important things to do for the country. So she focused her energies on serving the Filipino people and focusing on her duties and obligations as Vice President and as erstwhile Secretary of Education, as well as her duties to her family as mother and daughter. But today marks a turning point as she has embraced her responsibility to continue the tapang and malasakit in Philippine government. She has also accepted her duty to hold accountable those who spread lies and misinformation, to curb the will of the electorate, and to propagate themselves in power at the people's expense. So gaya nga ng sabi niya, hindi pwedeng walang managot. So that's why today she filed a criminal complaint for perjury against Ramil Madriaga, arising from the malicious and false statements of Ramil Madriaga in his affidavit dated November 29, 2025. So anong nakalagay sa complaint affidavit? Pinapatunayan dito sa complaint affidavit na hindi magkakilala si VP Sara at itong si Ramil Madriaga. Wala silang personal o professional na relasyon. At hindi rin totoo yung mga kwento ni Ramil Madriaga tungkol sa mga posisyon niya sa PSG, sa VP-SPG, sa DepEd at sa OVP. Kaya imposible yung pinaparatang niya laban kay VP Sara. So we are confident that this is more than sufficient to for the prosecutors to find probable cause and to determine that there is reasonable certainty of conviction. VP Sara was accompanied today by 5 witnesses, including 2 former PSG commanders who have testified that they don't know any Ramil Madriaga that served in the PSG. She also with her today was Colonel Raymond Lachica, the former commander of the VP-SPG, the Vice Presidential Security and Protection Group. Also with her was Lieutenant Colonel Dennis Nolasco, who was the security officer for the DepEd, as well as the deputy group commander for the VP-SPG. Also here with us as a witness is Attorney Reynold Monsayak, former OVP spokesperson, and Miss Ana Magnaye, an events organizer based in Davao City. Apart from those two, we also have as additional witnesses former PSG Commander Major General Jose Niembra, as well as Assistant Special Prosecutor Ryan Kilala.
Sir, is the VP bothered because the affidavit of Madriaga is included in the issue?
No, I think this is a perfect opportunity to show to the people how politically motivated these impeachment complaints are, because they are based on a worthless testimony from an untrustworthy source like Madriaga. It shows that the complainants and those pushing for the impeachment did not fact check or did a background check on Madriaga and his claims, and that's why they claim that his testimony is the smoking gun, quote unquote, for the impeachment against VP Sara. So yun ang pinapatunayan nun. At masaya kami na maipapakita na namin finally sa tao na kung gaano ka politically motivated itong mga impeachment complaint na ito.
Pero sir, is she willing na umattend doon sa impeachment hearings si VP Sara?
I can't answer that. It's best to ask Attorney Poa, but there's a procedure in the House Justice Committee na susundin, so antayin na lang natin na masunod yung proseso na.
Sir, but why now? Because the affidavits po parang lumutang to, I think, last year, at least December last year. So, parang it took 3 months for you to file a perjury complaint. So, others might just ask na baka na-timing doon sa impeachment dahil kasama nga po siya doon sa mga dokumentong pinasa ng mga complainants. So, why now?
So, hindi naman siya talaga priority ni VP. Ang priority ni VP Sara is magserbisyo. So that's why natatagalan. Medyo may katagalan na rin niyang gusto i-file to, pero priorities get in the way, of course. Pero napapanahon na. Lalo na may impeachment para malaman na ng taong bayan na yes, VP Sara's camp has said that they will address the charges head-on in the impeachment proceedings. But here we are, apart from the impeachment proceedings, we're confronting this head-on by holding Ramil Madriaga accountable. Kasi, VP Sara is done playing this game with her enemies on their terms. So, this is us bringing the fight to them. Kasi kapag napatunayan na may perjury dito si Madriaga, syempre kulong yun dahil criminal case ito.
Sir, so legally, sir, how will this affect the impeachment complaints? Kasi yun po yung sinasabi nilang bagong ebidensya dito sa mga final ngayong 2026. So, how will this be affected?
Well, the filing itself shouldn't affect it because these pieces of evidence are not yet submitted to the House Justice Committee, but I think in time these same documents and evidence will be presented to the House Justice Committee when VP Sara is asked to file her answer. So our guess is that this will shatter the impeachment complaints if they're relying on the Madriaga affidavit for merit.
Sir Attorney, I just want to ask, you've mentioned that VP Sara does not know who Ramil Madriaga is.
Yes.
But Attorney Palad, Madriaga's legal counsel said the Vice President visited him twice, even offering a help for his case related to kidnapping. May we get an information about that?
So that's already debunked by Secretary John Vic Remulla himself. VP Sara never visited Ramil Madriaga in jail or anywhere else, and she has no reason to visit him.
Sir, are there additional complaints being considered against Madriaga?
Not at this time. Not against Madriaga, yes. Abangan.
Hello, sir. May
Wala pa.
So, sir, just to clarify, pwede naman niya i-deny na lang din ulit. Sabi mo kanina, dinedeny lang naman ni VP Sara before kaya hindi nag-file ng case. Timing sa mga impeachment hearings.
Kasi noon kasi ang paniniwala niya, katulad din ng paniniwala ni Pangulong Duterte noon na karapatan ng tao na mag-file ng kaso. So hayaan na lang. Pero pagka hinahayaan kasi, pwedeng hindi sila natatakot na magsinungaling, maggumawa ng kwento, sumira ng buhay. Ngayon, dinidikit nila ngayon sa impeachment ang kahulugan nun or ang possible consequence nun is, for example, subvert yung will of the people. Kasi gusto mong tanggalin ang isang duly elected official ng bansa. So, tanggap ni VP Sara na duty niya, obligasyon niya na harapin to at panagutin si Madriaga.
Ang turning point, sir.
Turning point, I'm not privy to the turning point. But yeah, we spoke about this for the first time in, I want to say, January or early Feb.
Siya mismo nagsabi na ituloy na ang kaso.
Siya ang nagsabi mismo na hindi na pwedeng hayaan lang tong mga to.
Sir, bukod kay Madriaga, may bagong mga irereklamo ang VP?
Pinag-iisipan. Pero that's the message that we want to send to everybody. VP Sara will not take sitting down any more malicious accusations against her.
So,
Sir,
without
jury din,
naming
sir.
names, these are people na parang who you believe made malicious accusations against the Vice President.
Yes. Okay. Maraming salamat.
Hindi ito automatic proof ng graph of malversation. Ito ay consistent sa sinabi ng Supreme Court sa Navales versus People at Guillen versus People. GR numbers 219, 598 at 220108. Kung saan sinabi ng Korte na procedural irregularities on procurement violations do not automatically result in criminal liability or graft. Makikita rin, kagaya ng sinabi ng aking paboritong colleague, Congressman Joel Chua kanina, may nabanggit siya tungkol sa kay Madriaga, affidavit ni Madriaga. May tanong ko lang, nasaan ba si Madriaga? Di ba, nakakulong yata. So we are relying on an affidavit issued by an individual who is currently in prison. Now, sino ba si Madriaga? Meron ba siyang appointment kay VP Sara to prove that he is an employee or an authorized person? Para ma-direct na naman natin yung linkage nung dalawa. Kasi if we rely heavily dun sa affidavit niya, it should not come
Madam
from
Chair,
a polluted source.
point of
Madam
order.
Chair.
There's another point of order. Let's hear the Honorable Dilemma.
Are we talking now here about the credibility of a prospective witness in these proceedings? We're not yet at the evidentiary stage. We're not yet supposed to judge whether or not Mr. Madriaga is credible. So it is premature and it tries to divert the matter now. We are just talking here about the confidential funds and also about the concurrent capacity of the Commission of Offenses of the Vice President in her concurrent capacity as Secretary of Education. So
Madam
let's
Chair.
not talk yet about whether or not worthy, whether or not credible, whether or not totoo yung sinasabi ni Madriaga. We have yet to hear from him, aside from this sworn testimony, or sworn affidavit. So, that's out of order, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Suntay.
it is necessary to raise this because his affidavit is attached to the complaint and it is relied on heavily. Yun lang ang point ko.
Nevertheless, the Honorable
But-
Suntay, please be reminded that we are only at the stage of the sufficiency in substance. We are not discussing yet the weight of the evidence attached.
Yes, I know, Madam Chair. I
The
just
point
want to
of
make that
order is
manifestation.
sustained.
Madam Chair,
Thank you very much, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, just a quick rebuttal.
The Honorable Chua.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I agree with
The
with
Honorable
our-
Chua is reminded to refrain from further commenting to the manifestation which has been the subject matter of the point of order of the Honorable Dilima.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, this is just a recital of facts. By the reading of the affidavit itself, titignan po natin kung meron nga po talagang offense charge. At maliwanag naman po dito, meron pong perang nilabas, as cited in paragraph 123 of the complaint. And ito pong 125 million na binabanggit dito, sinabi rin po sa paragraph 125 ay pinasa sa kay certain Dante La Chica. At dito rin po sa complaint na to, maliwanag sa paragraph 134 na sinasabi po ni Madriaga na siya po yung kumuha nitong pera at dineliver niya. So meron pong money trail na hinahanap po tayo. Now, bakit po nakunik ang Vice President? Kasi po, sinasabi rin po dito sa paragraph 150, sinasabi po dito na yung pong pagpapasa ng pera from the SDO to another na wala naman pong koneksyon ay upon the instruction of the Vice President. Now, dito rin po sa ating affidavit, nakalagay rin po dito at dinefine din po dito kung ano po ang definition o element ng graft and corruption. Nakalagay po yan sa paragraph 146. RA number 3019, paragraph 3A, penalizes public officers who persuade, induce, or influence another public officer to perform an act constituting a violation of rules and regulation. Definitely, yung pagpupunta po ng pera from one person other than the SDO is a violation of rules and regulation. Thank you po.
Madam Chair, a quick
Thank you.
reply. Thank you. Just a quick reply to the statement made by our good friend, Rep. Joel Chua. Yung nabanggit niyang pera that went to La Chica and passed hands, that shows movement of funds. It is not a proof of illegality of use or personal appropriations of the said funds. In fact, the VP is a high-ranking official, and he relies heavily, and as well as other officials, on her subordinates, accountants, unless it can be shown and can be proved that she personally fabricated the receipts, she received the money, or she had gain from those funds, then I believe that the allegation is not substantial. Thank you, Madam Chair.